Hey, what's up, folks? This is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, channel that always has your back and tells it like it is. Well, in this video, we're going to kick off the week being that it's Monday morning with a barometer check on the Bitcoin chart. I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing and where I think this trend is going, with a bit of a window here for when I think things may turn around. It's starting to become a little more clear, so I wanted to share that with you today. Also, wanted to talk about a couple of market updates, some things that are going on, some bullish news that's in the market that's very positive. So we'll be sharing that in today's video. So if you enjoy today's video, make sure to hit the like button. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you click the bell, you'll be made aware whenever I post time-sensitive content just like this. And now, let's get it going. So without further delay, here is your January 31st, 2022 Bitcoin chart analysis update. So it's been a couple of days since I posted, took the weekend off, wanted to give you an update for where everything stands. I've had a few questions come through the comments asking if they thought we still may test that 30,000 range in February. At the moment, it looks to be like that is still the case. I did see a couple of bullish posts over the weekend saying it can't go down forever. And though that is true, I don't really see us breaking out just yet. So let me explain why. So looking at the Bitcoin chart here on TradingView, the first thing that I see here is that our EMAs, our estimated moving averages, continue in free fall. So we've got the 200-day, the 50-day, the 20-day. Those are all still bearish. So we've yet to have them level out or create a bullish cross. So at the moment, that is our number one bearish indicator. Number two, as I've noted here, I haven't shared this yet on the channel, but you can see here that Bitcoin over the last roughly, let's say, I don't know, 3 months or so, 3, 4 months, it's been trading within this channel here, this downward channel, right? And I've notated that with these trend lines. We've marked it. So you can see here we are within this channel. Now, the thing to look for here is for us to break out of the channel. So if we get over here to this sort of, right side edge, if we can bust through that, then by all means, we could go bullish. And this could coincide with kind of a mid-February run. Now, at the same time, if you notice here, it kind of keeps stair-stepping, right? It kind of bumps up, it goes down. It bumps up, it goes down. It bumps up. I wouldn't doubt it if it went down from here and then tested this support line, right? So that's our number two indicator. Now, number three, we still don't have any volume. So we did have some positive signs. Last week, we had one real good volume spike right about here. That was the 23rd. It looks like that happened. I think that's 23rd. Let's see here. Yeah, roughly 23rd, 25th or so. We had a really good volume spike. But since that time, if you look, I mean, you can definitely see we have no volume. Okay. So we've had a volume drop off that started roughly around the springtime of last year, and it has really yet to return. So still no volume. Number four, if we're going down to the RSI, it looks like we are kind of heading into this a little bit of an overbought territory where we're probably going to dump here fairly soon. All right. So I don't see any indication yet where this would keep going, blasting upward. The chart really just doesn't look like that. However, like I said, if we can manage to break through this trend line here that we notated, that could happen, and we could pump up, right? But if on the other hand we kind of just stair step like we did, and then we dump again, somewhere around here, what's that, mid-February or so, we're definitely going to be heading downwards. So where it's sitting currently, we don't have a whole lot of room to go upward. If you can see that little jump there. So I think the bottom line here with the RSI is this is looking bearish as well. Now, number five, we have the market cipher down here is our main indicator. And you can see the red wave. This is the money outflow of Bitcoin, right? So money started flowing out probably about here, November, and it's trailed off ever since. Kind of, a little money flows in and then it flows back out, right? So there's not really any indication here that this is done yet, or is going to be done anytime soon. So when you add up the five of those are five bearish indicators. In terms of what's bullish in this chart, I think what's bullish is this channel. So if you're looking at this sort of through like a macro lens, a long-term view, really what we want to see is we want to break out of this trend line, right? If we don't do that, and let's say we keep trading within the channel and we hit this bottom support, then we want to see a bounce upward and blast off. I think both of those scenarios are highly likely. At some point, we're either going to break through the trend and take off, or we're going to hit this lower support and then we're going to take off. So I see that happening fairly soon here. Our window is kind of closing in within this channel. So you could basically go from today to roughly, at the longest, first week of March. And then from there, it should be rebounding. Okay. So in the meantime, still a ton of potential for your DCAs. I've got my DCAs going. I actually upped my VGX DCA because it's just at too good of a price right now. There's so much opportunity with VGX. I upped that one. I also have referral links in the video description for Voyager if you're not on there yet. By all means, check that out. If you follow the link, you get a sign-up bonus. You also help support the channel. Big thanks. So I do have that one going right now. I've also got I've got a DCA going on Jasmy through Coinbase. Got a referral link on Coinbase also. And I've also got a USDC, a stablecoin DCA that I've got going on Coinbase. The reason I've got that one going is there's no fees there when you buy it. So I steadily just pick up, $10 a day. And over time, I'll have a pretty sizable amount there that I'll have available for any time the market trends downward. Now, I also had a question that came through from somebody about, how much is a low DCA, or what can you do here? And what I typically do is as low as $10 a day. Now, for the average person, let's say you get paid every 2 weeks. That's substantial. That's still $140 over that 2-week period you're investing. If you up it from there, $280, if you're doing a $20 DCA, and upwards. So it really just kind of depends on whatever your budget is. But in terms of how long I would do that DCA, well, you can basically see your average buy-ins for what you're doing on these things. And once you get the price exceeds your previous average buy-in, then you turn those DCAs off. It's really about that simple, okay? So a lot of opportunity for the DCA right now. I'm really liking where we're at in this chart because it tells me I still have a couple more weeks of accumulation before things take off again, in my view. All right. So just wanted to provide that update today. Hopefully it makes sense. If you got any questions, obviously leave them in the comments. All right. So I realized after I recorded the Bitcoin chart analysis that I've also been doing DCAs on KuCoin as well. And I've been doing those with Kadena, that's KDA, as well as Trias. I've been buying that one daily, as well as anything else that really kind of piques my interest. I bought a little bit of ALBT the other day. It just kind of depends on the day and where that particular coin is, if I feel it's a good buy, right? So outside of all of that news, I did want to mention in brief some of the other stories that are going on in the market right now. The president of El Salvador continues to tweet very bullishly on Twitter on a regular basis. This is kind of crazy because I see this guy's tweets. And, I think, how the hell did this guy get elected? I mean, he's blatantly telling the truth. And, here in the USA, I mean, if we had a politician that did this, they'd never get elected, never go anywhere, right? But this guy just kind of, says, hey, we're going to double down on Bitcoin. We don't care what the IMF is saying. We're going to keep on investing. We'll keep on buying, and that'll turn us into a wealthy country. And I think he's 100% right, okay? So that is very bullish to have an actual president of a country do this on a regular basis. Now, there's been a lot of rumors also about other countries accepting Bitcoin as legal tender, potentially in South America. There's this carrot that keeps getting dangled on CT where they keep saying it's going to be announced that there's another country in South America that'll be the second one to go. So, as these dominoes continue to fall, the IMF is going to be scrambling. The world monetary system is probably going to scramble a little bit. Interesting developments in the weeks and months ahead, okay? Now, some other bullish news that I keep seeing out there kind of bounces between the state of Texas here in the US as well as the state of Arizona. I've seen it with Florida, I've seen it with Michigan, I've seen it in New York. These are various politicians that are starting to talk about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and what they can do to use that potentially as a legal tender in the state. In Florida, obviously in Miami, they have Miami coin. That's a big deal. In New York, they've been talking about it, and there's various politicians that are coming out saying that they'll accept their salary in cryptocurrency. There was one, I think it was in the Netherlands, that came out just the other day on that. So more and more dominoes continue to fall on a daily basis in terms of adoption. So I think all of that is very bullish. So for where I stand on a macro view, a long-term view, I am very bullish, okay? Where the Bitcoin chart currently stands is in a bearish pattern, but that doesn't mean I'm not bullish on what's happening. Now, as you saw in my chart analysis, I think that we will break out of this pattern potentially roughly around that first week of March at the latest. So between now and then, we have roughly about 5 weeks or so where you could continue to accumulate through DCAs until we break this pattern. Now, could we break it sooner than 5 weeks? Yes, absolutely. Of course we could, right? So that could happen if we break outwards, all right? If we break downwards, then the trend kind of continues, and then we would go down to the next support level, all right? So in the meantime, the bottom line with all of this is the millionaires who are out there in the crypto space, this is where the millionaires are made. They're made when the market's down, when everything's flat, when you get all the negative comments about, everybody saying the sky is falling, or, oh yeah, look at this video you posted and now it's down. Yeah, now's the time to be buying it, when it's down. Now is the time, okay? We got to trumpet that to the masses. Now is the time to be accumulating. The new retail, the scared retail, they're not buying right now. They're scared right now. They're not investing. They're not really doing it the smart way. The smart retail is buying right now. The institutional investment is buying right now. There's kind of a running joke with Michael Saylor that just about every time he buys, everything dumps, and everybody's like, why didn't he just buy the top again, and maybe he's not entirely buying the top every single time, but he does buy essentially when it's down. And so there's a lot of smart money picking up more and more and more, accumulating right now, including El Salvador, all right? So bottom line here today, overall where we're at in the chart, I think it's really good that we're trading inside that channel. You can see the stair-stepping pattern downwards. In my view, I do think we break out of it potentially within the next 5 weeks. I am not giving you any kind of bigger view than that. I'm not looking at any of the past data. Don't care. I'm looking at the present data, and maybe I'm the only channel out here that does that. But that's what I'm providing to you, all right? So as the week goes on, I'll probably give you some other updates on Bitcoin and where the market's headed, depending on what happens daily. But I do have some interesting projects and some videos I'm going to be throwing out there. Probably going to be doing a new PDEX video here soon. Wanted to do an update on Telcoin, on Trias, as well as a couple others, okay? So that should be coming. Oh, and most importantly, I'm also going to be sharing one on BTT and what I've been learning about trying to move those coins over to mainnet through the TronLink wallet and everything that comes along with that. So that should be pretty eye-opening for anybody who's looking to stake on mainnet. That should be coming out this week. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget that I'm also on Twitter at KIR Finance, where you can find me tweeting and retweeting on a regular basis. Check me out there. And for a friendly reminder, this is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, the channel that always has your back, tells it like it is, and I will see you on the next one. Later.